What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be diving through the new season updates as it's going to be starting next week. We have the official post now from Niantic, so we're going to be able to go through this and check out what we have to look forward to. Now, if you guys want to know my opinions about this season overall, maybe why things aren't as crazy, or maybe what we could potentially look forward to in the future, or what I think we should try to look forward to in the future, be sure to stick around to the end. But for those of you who maybe missed this information, we're going to be diving through this post together to get excited about what's coming. Alright, so we have Go Battle League Shared Skies update, and it is going to be starting Saturday, June 1st at 1 p.m. Niantic time. Be sure, this is your warning, be sure to put down a star piece before going into the battle section of Pokemon Go, because then you'll be able to get bonus Stardust from the end of season rewards. Now, when it comes to the leagues that we're going to be seeing this season, we have some great changes and some good cups that we can look forward to. For the first week, Great League and Ultra Premier. Ultra Premier is obviously really fun. Second week, Ultra League and the Summer Cup Great League Edition is back. That's always a pretty fun meta. And then we have the Master League Summer Cup with 4x Stardust. These 4x Stardust weeks, I'm going to be completely honest, this is a great way to get Stardust. This is personally how I rely on a lot of the Stardust, because I am getting old and I don't do the grinds that I used to back in the day. Moving on, we have all three leagues available. Then we have Great and Master Premier. So it looks like we have a Great League every single week so far this season. As we get into Ultra League, Great League Remix is going to be making it back, so we get to see the picks and bans there. We got all three leagues again in the middle of the season. We get Fantasy Cup Great League Edition, which is pretty cool. That's a fun meta. We get the Fossil Cup Great League Edition twice with 4x Stardust. And then here at the end, this is where the change has been made, and you guys can let me know how you feel about it. It is no longer one full week of Catch Cup only. Thank goodness. We now have, for the final 2 weeks of the season and at the end of August and beginning of September, it is going to be all three leagues available with 4x Stardust each week. That is an amazing change. So many people, myself included, do not battle for the whole week of Catch Cup. We literally just step away from the game. And I know some people love Catch Cup. It's still there for you. But thankfully, for the rest of us who just leave the game, we can actually come back now and partake in whatever league that we want to for final 2 weeks. That is a great opportunity to climb in ranking at the end of the season. So kudos to Niantic for finally making that change. I wish it came sooner, but it is finally here, so that is good for us. Now we have a Go Battle week, which is going to be Friday, August 16th to Tuesday, August 20th. So the 16th and 20th one, which is going to be this one. So this is going to be the Go Battle Week. We're going to have all three leagues available. We'll have 4x Stardust. We'll be able to do 20 sets for that whole week. So the second to last week, 20 full sets, which is amazing. We have our encounter rewards like we always do. Best of luck to those of you hitting Legend this season to get your shiny Pikachu Libre. We also have our standard encounters, which you guys can look forward to. I'm always thankful for these little carbinks right here. Those are always a great addition, and the Lickitungs, because that XL candy can come in really handy, as I haven't built mine yet. But we also have, let's see, we get the Avatar Pose, which is going to be Lana from the Alola region here. Very excited about that. Piplup and Lana, great characters in the anime series. But the pose there, yes. All right, if you guys enjoy that, then by all means. All right, so the cups. If you guys didn't know what the Great League Summer Cup is, it is going to be normal, fire, water, grass, electric, and bug. This is a pretty wide meta, to be completely honest. So we'll have to see how this plays out, because obviously we have our typical Lickitung, Skeledirge, water, so Whiscash. We got our grass here with Trevenant, You know, so there's no flying actually and no ground. So that means Gligar's not going to be in here. So we'll have to see how this meta shapes up. The Great League Remix, which is going to be banning the top 20 Pokemon used by trainers at the Ace rank and above in the Great League. So we see Alolan Sandslash, Wigglytuff, Dugong, Lickitung, Feraligatr, Lantern, Azumarill, Skarmory, Vigoroth. Okay, everything looks alright. I'm curious why Metacham's up here. I guess people are still using that. And I'm also curious why Gligar isn't up here. To be completely honest, I think Gligar should definitely be in the top 20 used. I haven't seen a single Galarian Stunfisk this season. So maybe if Gligar was in replace of Galarian Stunfisk, I think that would be a true reflection of the meta. Or where I've been playing, people are using Gligar, and in other parts of the ranking system, people are using Galarian Stunfisk. That could actually be the case as well. So Gligar is going to be able to run free, not fully run free, because there's still going to be great counters out there, like Frostlass, for example, is a great option. Registeel is not a great answer to Gligar, but Registeel isn't on the banned list, so you can look forward to using that. For the Fantasy Cup, if you guys didn't know, it's going to be Dragon, Steel, and Fairy. This can be some intense battles that can be had depending on the league, right? So this is going to be Great League. I don't believe Ultra was in this rotation. Fossil Cup is going to be Water, Rock, and Steel type Pokemon. Pretty spicy. Great for a short distance. I think it is only one. I'm not going to scroll all the way back up. I think it is only 1 week, which is fine. Catch Cup, we know. Now, the attack move changes. I'm going to go through this quickly because I've already done a full video on this, but Scald is getting a nerf. The chance for Scald to lower the attack of the opposing Pokemon is being decreased. Spark is getting a nerf in terms of damage. That's going to affect the Lanterns out there. Scald's going to be affecting Whiscash and Poliwrath at the most popular level, right? Spark, less damage there, so you're not going to be able to farm down as easily. There's going to be some unique situations where that added damage would have made or break some games. Seed Bomb is getting a damage increase, so that's going to help out Pokemon like Trevenant. And then Swift is getting a complete remake. It's getting its damage lowered and the energy cost decreased. We'll have to see how that affects the game. We got a lot of moves coming in. Thunder Punch on a lot of Pokemon here, as you guys can see. Lockix is getting counter. Powder Snow is getting put on Setotl and Setatan. We have Naganadel is getting Dragon Claw. And then Swift is being thrown on a lot of Pokemon. I mentioned before in the previous video, Clefable with Swift, if it is in fact a really nice low energy bait move, that could be potentially useful instead of Meteor Mash. We'll have to see how that plays out, because in situations like you're facing off against a water Pokemon, so like Whiscash for example, the Meteor Mash would be resisted unless it's something like a Azumarill that is Water Fairy, right? Because then that's neutral. Whereas if it's a lower energy, spammy body or Swift, that could be very useful instead of having to go for Moonblast. And I missed this in the previous video because I didn't see the part of the post, but Fly is being added on to Fearow, Salamence, Swoobat, and Swanna. This is going to be pretty interesting. I don't know if any of these are really going to be rising up to the top there. There could be some specialty cups, but Fly is a great charge move. It's probably the best flying charge move out there in terms of energy and damage. It's really effective. And really nice to have. Talonflame loves running it. And Salamence, I don't think is going to be able to fly with it. Fearow, I don't know what it has. So we'll have to see. And yeah, it's just going to be spicy. Now, these changes overall were not that intense, to be completely honest. I mean, there were some nice, like Thunder Punch on Typhlosion. That's pretty cool. The potential Swift update for Clefable, that could be cool. The direct attack or the direct nerf to Whiscash and Poliwrath, Scalds and Lantern, and like upgrading Trevenant again. These are all like great little chess piece moves, but nothing overall amazing. And you gotta be wondering, like, why? Why would Niantic not take an opportunity to really keep pushing the envelope and trying to give us something so cool? And having been around the block for years, right? I've been here since the very beginning. The updates before Play Pokemon Worlds, which is this summer in Honolulu, are never that amazing. When you have a meta, when you have Worlds happening, you need to have a stable and kind of well-established meta and not really toss everything out of the basket and let all these trainers who have built up over this past year competing maybe not have access to some of the best stuff, right? So it's all about keeping a stable meta going into Worlds and making small tweaks. Now, stable meta, you could say, well, Whiscash needs to remain the same, but Whiscash has been way too dominant. A 50-50 toss-up on Scald debuff, that's crazy. It was way too good. So these attacks, I think, are at a way of stabilizing the meta, which is pretty good right now. This is the best meta that we've ever had for the Great League competitive scene ever, right? It's we have the most unique Pokemon being brought into day 2s of a lot of these tournaments, where in years past, it was a lot more rigid. They're like knocked out Trevenant back in the day, Nidoqueen Walrein back in the day, Medicham Azumarill right out the gate. Like, it was very like cut and dry. There wasn't a lot of spice to be had. Most people were running the same stuff. Where now it's like there's good options. If you want to run a fighter, you could run Annihilape. You could run Poliwrath. You could run Vigoroth. Those are the top 3 right now. If you want to run a flyer, right? Skarmory, Altaria, Gligar. Those are 3 options where in years past it's been 1. So this is why we don't have a crazy update. For Go Battle League, it's still going to be fun, right? I'm going to be trying out. Some of y'all watching right now are going to face me. You're going to get boomed by a Typhlosion because I'm going to be running with Thunder Punch and Blast Burn, right? Maybe a Scrafty, right? Maybe bring back the Poison Double Dark, the Nidoqueen Scrafty Umbreon combination, because now Scrafty has access to Thunder Punch for those flyers. Like, there's a lot of cool things that could still be had. But what I will say is when it comes to the end of this season, which is looking to be the very first week of September, right here, because it goes to September 3rd, what we need to look forward to is that update is likely going to be a bit crazy. And when I mean a bit crazy, I mean moves just tossed out onto Pokemon, much like Feraligatr getting Shadow Claw, right? Or if you guys remember a couple years back, after the great drought of 2022, when it was 6 months of no updates. If you guys were here, we had 6 months of no updates, and then we got the almighty update where Pokemon like Dragonite got superpower. There was like over 100 Pokemon that got move updates. That's the kind of thing you could potentially look forward to for the next season, because this one's got to make sure Worlds is stabilized while still giving us some cool stuff. Like don't get me wrong, like Catch Cup this final week, this was huge for us to be shifted. We have Great Leagues every single week for those of us who don't have XL Pokemon or Master League Pokemon. It is just such a refreshing take on the season. This season is looking really good. There's a lot of great stuff to be looking forward to, and overall it's solid, but the move updates were not crazy, and I just wanted to explain why, because obviously we got to keep things a little bit balanced for Worlds. And if you guys have never checked out Play Pokemon, I mean, like, come on, you guys got to watch these tournaments. It's absolutely insane. I do shoutcasting for them, some of the tournaments in Europe, specifically England, because that's where I'm at. So like EUIC, I've done the last 3 EUICs, in Liverpool's, I do those. They're a lot of fun, guys, and if you guys haven't participated, definitely try to look to do that later this year when the new season starts in September. But overall, that is my take on the season. Nothing amazing, but good, solid changes, and I'm excited to see what happens at the start of next season. Don't forget to use a star piece. If you stuck around this long, you're gonna remember, use a star piece. Do not forget. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.